Thank you. Thank you. It's beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Well, it's a great pleasure to be here with this enormously enthusiastic crowd in the state of Florida, where you know you're the state that decides elections, right? And you're going to decide this election, aren't you? For whom? That's right. And there's a reason for that, because our country is headed in the wrong direction. You know that. We just left a group of police officers and firefighters, and they told me some things that I probably knew, but they reminded me of them. You know, this year, in the first half of this year, one of the sheriffs told us that there's been a 78% increase in the number of police officers that have been shot. The head of one of the fire departments in this area told us that firefighters and paramedics are now shot at because of their uniforms, because of the uniforms they wear. You realize what that means? Last year was the largest increase in homicide in America in the last 41 years. You know where this disrespect for law and order, where this disrespect for the police, you know where it starts? It starts at the top. Before I became mayor, I used to have firefighters shot at when they were going to fires. Can you believe that? In Washington Heights, firefighters were shot at going to fires, trying to save people whether they were white or black or Hispanic or whatever race, religion, ethnic background. Firefighters don't take a survey before they go into a fire and ask, oh, is there a white person in there, or is there an Italian person in there, or is there a German person in there? Or they just go in and they save you. And why are these people shooting at them? Because from the very top, there has been created a disrespect for law and order, a disrespect for the police, a disrespect for the uniform, and a disrespect for the flag of the United States of America. You can't allow that disrespect without having a breakdown of the social order. And you know the people who are hurt the most by it? The poor people are hurt the most by it. Largely middle class and higher than middle class people, they can kind of escape that. But the poor people get locked into that. And these people who claim to be for the poor, they're a bunch of phonies. They've had their chance to help the poor for 40 or 50 years, Democrats have. And what have they done? Made them poorer and poorer, more dependent, more welfare, more food stamps, more welfare, and then some more welfare. And finally, Obamacare, which Bill Clinton says is the craziest program he ever heard of. Well, you can agree with Bill Clinton on something, right? He's right. It's the craziest program ever heard of, because it comes out of this liberal left-wing thinking, which is it's good to make people dependent. No, it's not. No, it's not. You know what it's good to do? To give people a good education, and to give them the opportunity for a good job, and to have them work. And that's what Donald Trump's all about. Donald Trump is about reestablishing, for African Americans, Hispanics, for all Americans, equally, the same ladder of success: a good education and a good job. And he's going to create a good education because he's in favor of choice. He's in favor of your selecting the school for your children, not the bureaucrats. He's in favor of charter schools, and he's in favor of doing away with Common Core. Gone. And he's going to create more jobs because he realizes you can't do what Hillary wants to do, raise taxes. That's her answer to everything. Her answer to how's she going to balance the budget? Raise taxes. How's she going to pay for the free tuition? Raise taxes. How's she going to expand Obamacare 3 times? Raise taxes. How is she going to have open borders and bring in all these Syrian refugees? Raise taxes. Well, you know something? After a while, you raise taxes so high, you have nobody to tax. Everybody rich leaves. Everybody middle class is broke. The best way to create jobs is just the opposite. John Kennedy proved this, and Ronald Reagan proved this. Democrat, Republican. You lower taxes, lower them, down. You take the taxes down for everybody. For rich, middle class, poor, taxes down. Biggest tax cut for the middle class. But you want a tax cut for the rich too. You know why? We want them to spend their money. We want them to spend their money to create more jobs. Because we believe that they and you will spend your money smarter than the government will. She will, I guarantee you, 1 year from now, if she's president, 20% more will be coming out of your pocket. Right out of your pocket. Right to her. And if Donald Trump is president, there'll be 20% more in your pocket. And you'll go spend it, won't you? You know what you'll buy with it. And that'll create jobs. And then he's going to reduce the highest corporate tax in the world to one of the lowest. Not because we like corporations, but because we like the jobs that corporations bring to America. That's what we like. And you know what we hate? The jobs they've been stealing from America with NAFTA and all these trade agreements. Just think about this. If you make a car in the United States and you send it to Mexico, there's an 18% tax on the car. If you make a car in Mexico and send it to the United States, there's no tax, no tariff. Why do you think we've lost all these jobs? Because the agreement is stupid. It's dumb. It's one of the dumber things Bill Clinton ever did. Well, maybe not one of the dumbest things he ever did. One of the dumbest things he ever did governmentally. Donald Trump will renegotiate NAFTA. We'll be on a level playing field. If they charge a tax, we charge a tax. If they don't want to charge a tax, we won't charge a tax. But we'll be on a level playing field. And any company that wants to leave, they're going to have to pay 35% tax for all the goods they make overseas and bring them back into the U.S. We're not going to let them leave this country. And we're going to tell them if you want to bring your money back, you only have to pay 10%. So you put all that together, and you put together his energy program, which is to utilize all forms of energy. Somehow Hillary Clinton thinks we can exist on wind and solar alone. Go try to light New York City on wind and solar, Hillary. That's why I can't believe you really were a senator for New York. You kind of never understood upstate New York. You promised them 225,000 jobs, and they lost 250,000 jobs. You kind of let them down, and you never figured out what powered my city. You need a lot more than wind and solar to keep New York City going. You need a lot more than wind and solar to keep America's energy going. We need our coal miners back to work. We need our steel mills back. We need that oil and natural gas that God has given us and blessed us with, so we can be energy independent, not have to depend on the Middle East. And so we can export energy. You know, if we exported energy, you know what Putin would become? He'd go from this big to this big. I know he'd kind of make pictures of himself that big. And she always talks about Putin. You know who reset the relationship with Russia? Hillary Clinton. She gave up the defense of the Czech Republic and Poland, the nuclear defense of the Czech Republic and Poland, to Russia. And you know what she got in return? The Secretary of Defense told me this in a debate that I had with him about 2 months ago. I said, what did you get in return for giving away something so big as the nuclear defense of Poland and the Czech Republic, which we were ready to do, like Israel has a nuclear defense? You know what Secretary Gates told me? Public event. He said, nada. We got nothing. Who does a negotiation and gets nothing in return? A stupid negotiator. A negotiator who is too anxious to pander, A negotiator is too anxious to get an agreement, so they'll give away something important to our allies. And then the agreement with Iran, making Iran a nuclear power. Are you crazy? Putting nuclear weapons in the hands of a homicidal maniac like the Ayatollah, death to Americans, destruction of Israel. And we're giving them hundreds and hundreds of millions and billions of dollars. You know what they use that money for? They use that money to fund terrorists who kill us. And we're giving them the money, and we're sending it there in cash, in foreign currency. That's what the drug dealers used to do, who I put in jail. Except they never sent 1.7 billion. I don't remember one that size. Well, we got to change all that. Donald Trump is the agent of change. She's the past. Donald Trump has made a contract with you as to what he's going to do in his first 100 days, because he knows that change has to be done immediately, because we're going in the wrong direction. So if you want to stay in the same direction they were going in, decline, vote for Hillary Clinton. If you want change and you want to make America great again, who do you vote for? And he'll be here in a minute. Thank you.